What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be working on the truck again. So starting up, I'm planning on having the truck kind of maybe driving, but we'll see on that. As of right now, we're doing some modifications to the old two-piece drive shaft. As you can see, we need a new fucking carrier bearing, as well as replacing all the U-joints on her. These ones, I mean, they're old, you know, and I don't plan on pulling this old girl back out, so we're just gonna give it the business off the bat. I got this man over here already getting to it, it looks like. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and change these all out, as well as we're gonna be making a custom cross member to be able to put this in my crew cab over there. So yeah, real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the bag mounts. So as you can see, we got them both done. Bag mounts are in, bags are in, bag mounts are in, bags are in. Whole rear end is assembled and ready to go. Still need to tighten the bolts down and all that good stuff, but kind of still waiting on all that stuff. So yeah, here we have that. The whole truck in its entirety kind of looks like poop or whatever, you know what it is. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and take it apart. Watch out, nigga. We're gonna go ahead and take up this whole drive shaft apart. Turns out we gotta like measure for the carrier bearing because there's several different sizes or whatever, and probably gonna pull the U-joints out and everything and replace all of that before we start on the cross member, and hopefully get this shit in the truck and be driving it. We'll at least take it out of the garage or something. So yeah, go ahead and leave a like on this video if you think we'll get it driving and out of the garage. But only other issue as well is the gas tank. So that one over there, we'd have to like mock it up somehow in here, which would kind of be a mission. But yeah, so we're gonna get to it and then I'll bring you guys back. All right? All right, guys. So quick update. We started working on it. We were using this ball joint press here. Works pretty good. We got the carrier bearing off and the new one on, so that shit looks mint. Pretty much all we did for this is just cut off the old one, got down to the very bottom race and just cut a slit in it, broke it apart, and we're able to take it off real nice and easy. I picked up this 1.5 inch pipe that I'm going to use for the drive shaft cross member, and it just happened to fit perfectly over this so that we can get the new bearing on, so that worked out real nice. We got these U-joints already replaced, so the drive shaft, all new U-joints, brand new bearing, should be pretty solid, shouldn't have to mess with it for a while. For this side, since I am using it from an extended cab, I'm gonna have to get a custom U-joint that has like bigger ends here and then smaller ones that go onto my diff. But so that'll be tomorrow, I guess, if they have it. I still need to do this one. So as you can see, I got it here ready along with the new U-joint in the box. Still got to do that one, and then this piece will be complete, and this piece will pretty much be complete aside from that custom U-joint that I need. So yeah, I'm going to continue doing that. Other than that, I got the homie coming, and he's going to bring me like some little fittings or whatever so that I can hook up to the back of the truck and air up the back bags, so I'll be able to air the truck up and down with the ball valve or whatever. But yeah, like I said, everything in here is all done up. We got the bags in place. I'm probably going to put the fittings in them, that way we're ready to go whenever my buddy gets here. But yeah, this is what we're juking with. So from here, I'm going to replace those U-joints over there, and probably get cracking on doing measurements off of the bearing. That way I can make the custom cross member out of this 3/16 plate, and I'm going to plasma some holes in it. It's going to fit around that one. And you guys will pretty much see what that looks like. So I mean, as you had seen with my cross member for my wishbone, this is pretty much going to get a 3/16 plate cut around it. And yeah, so I'm going to cut the hole around it, and the pieces are going to slide on it and be able to move or whatever. That way I can get it all in place, tack it up, and cut it to spec. And then from there we'll be able to bolt up our new bearing that we have here, and it should be all gravy once we get it in there. So the goal, guys, is by the end of this video, I have the cross member in place. After I have the cross member in place, then I'm gonna probably try to mock up the gas tank, just, you know, so that I can turn the truck on, drive it out, drive it back in, you know, something crazy like that. I don't really know where the gas tank is gonna fit in here, but we'll figure that one out when the time comes. So I'm gonna get cracking on it again. Once I have the truck airing back up and down and stuff, I'll bring you guys back and show you guys that. Yo, what's up, guys? So we're still working on the fucking drive shaft, U-joints and whatnot, but fuck all that. So now we got the truck over here, and we got this little Johnny that the homie dropped by. Shout out to the homie Caesar. And I got the fittings, lines, bags, everything ready to go. So what we're gonna do right now, I got the whole truck off of jack stands and everything. It's essentially like laid out. So I'm gonna hit it with some fucking air. We're gonna air this bitch up and I air it back down for you guys so y'all can peep. So there we have it. We got old girl aired the fuck up now. Oh shit, gotta make sure nothing in the way of the damn bumper. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and lay it out for you guys so y'all can peep the shit. Oh. Yeah, so she lays. I believe we are laying the axle into the notch, and we're laying the 3-link under the frame parts on the notch. So that's what we got so far, gente. We're gonna go ahead and continue with our drive shaft U-joints, and probably bring you guys back once we have that shit set up. But like I said, the goal is to be able to have this truck aired up with the drive shaft in it and mock the gas tank up somehow. That way I can pull it out there back into the fucking free world and shit and air it out in my driveway. So I'm gonna bring you guys back once we're done with the U-joints and we start making the cross member for the drive shaft. Yo guys, so it's update time. I got all the U-joints replaced. I got the carrier bearing pressed on. I'm about to grease them now. So I mean, you can use any grease gun, but you know how we do it over here. We got the bad fucking girl Johnny to do it. So here you can see we got our new U-joints in. Got the grease zerk ready to go. I will save you guys some time, however, on this one. This is the one that's going to actually connect to the diff. So it's got a bigger, like 1350 cap on the drive shaft side. But in order to connect this to the diff over here, I had to find like a special U-joint, which was a 1330 to a 1350. Because none of these worked pretty much. Like, this is the only one that you can get here, and I got it from Napa. It's part number 447. I have it right here actually. Yeah, so part number 447 from Napa, and I believe this drive shaft came off of like an 04 extended cab, 2-wheel drive. So if you have the same thing and you're trying to put your 2-piece into a crew cab like I am, then that's what you'll need. Part number 447 from Napa. Very easy. Shout out to Napa. They helped me out today, you know. The Duralast bullshit is from AutoZone, as you can see, with these boofy ass little like red little dust caps or whatever. And the Napa one, as you can see, is black. But yeah, as you can see, we got this also changed out over here. So all 3 of the U-joints need to be greased. The actual bearing itself for the carrier section, I picked that up from O'Reilly's. It's a precision carrier bearing, that one there. But yeah, that one, I don't think it has a grease zerk, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's ready to go. I mean, it's a real fucking nice unit though. Like you can see, she's just ready to fucking drive this damn truck out of the garage. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit grease on all the fittings. Right here on these splines, it like slips in and out with the tail piece of the shaft. So that also has a grease zerk that we're going to be putting grease to. And then from there, I'm going to be actually mocking it up into the truck but I'm gonna have to jack the truck up and everything to be able to get under or whatever. We have had the truck aired up already overnight, so as you could see, there it is, aired up, you know. But yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and slap some grease into all these joints with that Bad Daddy grease gun, and from there I'll probably mock this up into the truck. That way I can see where it needs to go or whatever. And after we get it mocked up into the truck, then we'll be good to go to take measurements and see exactly how I need to make the cross member. So like I said, I'm going to be using this 1.5" pipe here. It's going to be cleaned up, of course, or whatever. But yeah, and we'll need to mount it to this. So I mean, as you can see, it's going to have a pretty good sized plate with 2 holes for those threaded portions to go through. And yeah, it'll just get welded on the sides, and that's how the drive shaft is going to be mounted into the truck. But yeah, like I said, after I slap grease into them, I'm going to put the drive shaft back together and make it a full 2-piece, put it back in the truck, slide it into the trans, and bolt it to the diff carrier right here. And from there, we'll be able to pick up the carrier bearing and kind of see where we need it placed to get an idea of the measurements we need to fully put it in the truck. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you guys back right about now. Alright guys, continuing with the drive shaft installation. So we have the shaft in, it's in the trans, it's bolted to the diff. However, we got another little issue. So we got this Evap canister here, right? And it was kind of in the way, so I've already unbolted it. We're going to do a modification. So pretty much I'm going to be cutting off this bracket here that you see with the light on it. That part's going to get cut off, and I'm going to be using these 2 bolts to mount it back up, but I'm going to be mounting it sideways, and that'll give us a lot of clearance from the cab, as well as move it over a little bit. That way we'll have room to weld in our cross member for the not the wishbone, for the drive shaft. So this is kind of what the drive shaft looks like underneath here. Like plenty of room and stuff. Goes over that cross member, goes into the trans, comes this way, goes all the way to the diff. You know how it works. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing right now. I'm going to chop that up and measure. Well, actually, it should be those 2 holes, or one of the holes. Either way, I'm going to drill 2 more holes, like somewhere like back here, and we'll remount it up like that, sideways. So let me go ahead and cut that, drill the holes, mount it up, and all that good stuff. And then I'll bring you guys back to where we actually start making the cross member for the drive shaft. Yo, so I got the Evap canister relocated. I kind of mangled up some of the fuel lines and stuff too. I did have to cut and make a bracket. Let me see, I can get a nice little zoom on it for you. Well, yeah, that right there, I laid the canister on its side. So as you can see, it's got plenty of clearance from the ground and from the top of the frame for the cab. Right there, peeking out above that little valve thing, is the fuel line that I had to move. So that one sits real nice. It's still bolted up to the frame, so it's not going to be moving or nothing. The only thing we have left is to make the actual cross member itself for that drive shaft. So come on out here. Kind of made up some little templates of what we're going to be doing. So pretty much, first off, I'm going to cut the holes with the plasma, both of those holes there, and I made them off of this here pipe that I'm using. And then it's pretty much just going to be these pieces connected to this plate that I have traced out here, and then I'll drill the holes for the carrier bearing to go through it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out real quick, and from there, the way I normally do it is once I have both of the pieces cut out, I'll slide them along the pipe that I have, and once they slide through real nice, then from there I'm going to leave them on the pipe and then make them the same size, like make them identical pieces with the holes centered and everything. That way it's 100% perfect. So I'll bring you guys back at that point. Alright guys, so here we have it. This is what it looks like. I do have everything all cut out and fancy looking now. So this is what it looks like. Pretty much it slides on there. I do also have it marked already too. From the center point, I got an 8-inch plate on the top, so 4 inches to either side. It'll be about right there if we want it centered up. I think from here I'm going to weld it, just 2 beads on the insides, and drill the holes for the carrier bearing to bolt onto it. And then from there we'll mock it in the truck and make sure everything looks good. And then we'll go ahead and weld it solid to the bar and weld the bar into the truck. So yeah guys, it's been pretty fun doing this. I have $16 in the pipe, and I didn't even use all of it. I cut some of it out. I got, well, I mean the 3/16 plate was kind of free-ish, you know, but we'll just put it about $4 to $5. So about 20 bucks is what we got into our Driveshaft cross member. And I do want it to be kind of structural, I guess. It is pretty good sized pipe, so it should be decent, you know. But yeah, so that getting welded in should stiffen it up. I do plan on getting rid of like these cross members. This one I'm probably going to keep, just move it more back, but this one's probably going to be completely gone. I do need to weld something along the bottom of the frame, that way I can mount my air tank over there. But other than that, I will put a notch bar on it as well that goes from there to there. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to weld up the little bearing plate. And after that, then I'm going to drill the holes and mock it in the truck. And I'll bring you guys back at that point. May even weld it into the truck. I don't really know yet. But stay tuned. Alright guys, so as you can see, we got our little bearing panel all done up real nice, like. Real nice too. But yeah, so now that this is all done, I'm going to go ahead and slide it on the pipe. Well, actually, no, I still got to drill the holes. Fuck. Alright, so I'm going to drill the holes, and then I'm going to slide it on the pipe. Alright, guys, well, here you have it. I got old girl all welded up, as you can see. Nice and welded. Same with the other side. I don't know if you can see that, but there it is. So she's all ready to go. You remember in the bag mount video where I had said measure twice, cut once? Yeah, that's why I had to like open that hole up a little bit, because I hella measured that shit like one time. Just went at it. But yeah, it's ready to go in the car, or in the truck actually. I already mocked it up, so it's all ready to go now. I'm going to put it in there one final time, and it's going to get welded in. I don't know. I think I might actually paint it before it gets welded in. That way it's all painted and ready to go. But yeah. Yeah, I'm going to actually paint it. Fuck it. So yeah. I'm going to go ahead and give it a coat of some black paint, just so that at least like it's all nice and black, you know. Fuck it. And I'll bring you guys back when I'm about to weld it back into the truck. Alright guys, so I hit it with a nice little coat of paint. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So here it is. It looks pretty good, I'd say. The whole thing is just fucking black. The parts look a lot better whenever they're like more finished like this, but yeah, it is what it is. The whole back of the truck will get painted. Well, the whole frame and everything would get painted eventually. But as for now, this is what we got painted. So enjoy it. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'll go ahead and slap it in the truck after. But yeah, see if I can get some like detail shots. Kind of looks like poop, but it's all right. See, we got that weld in there too, looking real fancy like. Man, that's nice, brother. Real nice. Also real hard to see, but just know that it's real nice. Yeah, see, look, we're just laying the dimes, brothers. laying the dimes. Yeah, look at that shit too. That shit looks real nice too, by the way. Very nice work by the CGOD. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this puppy dry. I just hit it right now, so it's still a little wet or whatever. After it dries up, then I'm gonna bolt it in and weld the sides to the frame rails. And then at that point, guys, all we gotta do after that is just hook up this fucking gas tank that I have here. So this Big John is the fucking stock tank. So pretty much what we're gonna have to do is, I don't know if I'm gonna make new lines or what, but I need to make this line and this line, which come out over here and over here. Yeah, I need to make both of those longer. That way I can just like kind of mock this tank on the back of the frame and run fuel and return to the to that little Evap canister. And yeah, we should be good to go after that. So I'm pretty hyped. Like I said, by the end of this video, I do indeed plan on pulling the truck out of the garage just so that we can get a look at it outside of the garage again, because it's been years, literally. So, yeah, I'm hyped on that. I'll bring you guys back whenever I'm putting this cross member into the truck. Yo! So, we got it all finished up, guys. We got it welded in, bearings bolted on. It's painted in the middle, not on the frame sides yet because I just welded them, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So this is what we're juking with. Let me get the flashlight real quick. Alright, so there we have it. Relocated all of that. It's all plugged in. I need the feed and the return for the fuel still. There's the cross member all the way in there, welded on both sides. Pretty solid in there. Everything's ready to go now. So as you can see now, our drive shaft actually moves with it. Kind of hard to see because I'm the one bouncing it, but yeah, the whole drive shaft is all fully 100% connected and should be functional. So yeah, and then that brings me to my next point. So I know I said that we was gonna have this bitch out of the garage on this video, but I mean, you guys should know by now that I'm full of shit. So you guys are going to have to keep it locked and stay tuned to the next video on the CGOD YouTube channel, where we extend the fuel lines as well as extend the wires for the fuel pump and the whole fuel sending unit. And whenever we do that, we're going to have the tank back here. Little sneak peek. I have already ordered the fuel cell. I got it custom made by the homie Martin Fountain, and he works over at Soulless Innovations, so he should be having that made in the next few weeks or whatever, sending it out to me. And pretty much this cross member here, I'm going to cut it out and I'm going to move it back, and I'm going to cut the top off of it, and it's going to make kind of like a piece of angle iron essentially to lay the fuel cell in here. And I'm cutting this one out as well, and that's where the air tank is going to sit. So yeah, that's what the rear setup is going to look like. But yeah, like I said, stay tuned for the next video. On the next video, we're going to actually have this bitch driving out of the garage. I'll air it out in the driveway for you guys. All that good stuff. So make sure to keep it locked. CGOD, you know what to do. This is CGOD checking out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.